In today's video, we're taking a look at an all new charger from ISDT. What a surprise. So ISDT, if you don't know this, they release a charger every 2.5 days. And here we got another one. However, this one is a step in the right direction, in my opinion, still missing and lacking a couple things. But it does have some really nice features we're going to talk about right now. So currently, the first thing that might put off a lot of people, it's only one port. However, just wait with me on that. Up to 6S, USB-C for upgrading. And look at the input. We have AC, we also have DC. So that's one step in the right direction, which I really like. And the maximum output is going to be 100 watts on AC and DC 250 watts. So you can roughly charge around 10 amps or so. So you're definitely going to need a parallel charging board such as this one. This is my current favorite one because it takes XT30s and it takes full-fledged XT60s as well. So I could quickly just have this connected and just, switch between XT30s and XT60s. It's very useful. But if I remember correctly, this didn't come with the wires. So you're going to have to buy those wires separately if I remember correctly, or make your own basically. So just keep that in mind. I'll have some link down below you should definitely check out. So you will need a parallel charging board in order to charge on this thing because it's a one output. It's like they go in one step in the right direction, but then they take something away. They're just trying to do so many different variations, and the price isn't really helping that much in my opinion, but it's still going to be a very useful one. So let's go ahead and plug this guy in because it does have my favorite feature of all chargers, and I think all chargers should have here. So first of all, as you can tell, it's not touch, it's using a tactile click here, just up, down, and enter. For the settings, we have charge. It's so hard. The way that these are set up, I constantly keep clicking this because it has like a concave, and I think this is down constantly. So we have charge, discharge, storage, DC power, and destroy. Destroy will basically take your battery's voltage down to 0. And the maximum, I think it does it at 1 amp. That's the maximum. I don't even think it really reaches 1 amp most of the time. So just keep that in mind. Also with the discharge part. Now, my favorite part of all is the DC power. So the DC power mode here is basically a power supply unit. You can set how much voltage you want out. This is really useful when you want to revive a battery. Now, if you don't know what you're doing, I don't recommend you go and revive a battery. But for example, I'll give you a use case. So you have a dead 2S here. What I'd recommend you probably do is go up to like 7 volts, 7.4 volts. I'd probably start off with that. You do 7.4 volts if it's completely dead. Make sure both of them are dead and it's not powering on. And I'd put like, I don't know, half an amp in the beginning, and then I'll slowly start to increase it. And what you will see here is you will see the voltage start to go up as the battery's voltage goes up. Now, if it doesn't go up, then you want to unplug it and just make sure you get rid of it. You don't want anything to short circuit and catch on fire. I don't recommend you do this unless you know what you're doing, and do more research before you do that. Now, sometimes this is what I use, or this is the way that I do it. If I undervolted one of the, or over discharged one of the cells in the battery, then I would set it up to like a safe voltage where the chargers would actually accept it and be able to charge it, and just wait for it to come up. Just put a pretty low voltage and just let it just sink in, but constantly monitor that battery like a hawk. Now for the chemistry or the types of batteries, it's a high volt, LiPo, lithium ion, LiFe, PB, which is lead acid, and nickel metal hydride. This is just about everything that anybody really uses right now. Usually LiPo and lithium high volts are the most used ones. For current, you have 3 presets here. We have 5 amps, 10 amps. You see about the button? That's what I'm talking about. You have 5 amps, 10 amps, and 1 amp as a preset, but you could go ahead and scroll through whatever you want. You can go by 0.1 of an amp intervals here. So that's kind of useful, especially because more than likely you're going to be using this to either as a power supply and or parallel charging a bunch of micros. This is the kind of thing that I'd probably be using this for. And now, if you go to conditions, you can actually set the end voltage. For example, if you don't like it, every time you charge it, it's at 4.22 for some reason, you could go ahead and just drop it down a couple volts here. That should it's like a temporary fix for calibration if you do have some calibration issues. Or if you like to overcharge, you can easily do that with that menu. You don't have to go anywhere else. 1 to 6S charging, which is really nice. And we already talked about the current. And let's go back. And that's really, also there's another really nice feature here. Which is, if we scroll down, we have to hold the main menu button. The theme, we actually have a dark theme. That is freaking awesome. I really like that. So you could go into this dark mode. Outdoors, I don't think it's going to be very useful, but indoors, it'll probably be very nice to use. And well, that's really it. I will be using this because it's, I like the form factor. It's just going to sit on my desk. And give you a long-term review of this, because lately I've been flying a lot indoors. So I'll be pairing it up with one of these right here and just be charging my XT30s and see how well it does, and time will tell. And everything is linked down below, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. And also, don't forget to check out my FPV Price Comparison website, where it goes and parses all the FPV sites, and I'm constantly adding new ones every other day so you can get the best price. New features are upcoming, especially for the app version of it, which is AskFPV, where you'll be able to subscribe to specific products and see if you get a price drop, you get some coupons, some sales, or in-stock alerts. You can go ahead and subscribe to those. That'll be upcoming in the near future. Make sure you stay tuned, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.